All right, what's going on with the stock of Waste Management, the largest waste disposal company in North America? Just this morning, Waste Management reported what I thought, by all accounts, was a solid quarter. The company delivered an 8-cent earnings beat off of an 83-cent basis. Business is doing pretty darn well, with nicely better than expected organic sales growth. While the stock initially rallied, it only gave up all its gains. And this is getting to be pretty par for the course, as Waste Management stock has been under pressure for most of this year. The reason? Turns out the recycling business is very levered to China, as the majority of recyclables that are reprocessed for sale end up being exported to the People's Republic. Even before the current trade disputes started getting out of hand, Waste Management was in the crosshairs, as last year, the Chinese government announced a ban on mixed waste paper and mixed plastics that went into effect on January 1. Here's the thing. Recycling only accounts for darn 8% of this company's sales. So does it make sense for the stock to be penalized like this? Let's take a closer look with Jim Fish, the CEO of Waste Management. Hear more about the quarter and where the company is headed, especially with respect to these Chinese issues. Mr. Fish, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hey, thank you, Jim. How are you?
All right, well, Jim, I got to tell you, I'm confused. You got a business that's that is less than 10% of your company. On the conference call, all anyone wants to talk about is recyclables. Shouldn't they be more focused on what is amazing organic growth and fantastic core pricing?
Well, sure. Look, it's recycling is 1/10 of the solid waste business, but it is an important part of what we do. So I understand the conversation this morning. But look, solid waste was outstanding, and we've got a plan for helping out the recycling business.
Well, can we talk about commercial and industrial versus residential? Because that's stuff that I understand more than recycling. How are they doing?
Right. Well, so commercial, you're talking about recycling then?
No, that's what they're talking about. I'm talking about your real business. I'm talking about pickup in construction.
Got it. Well, so the strength in the solid waste business came from commercial, industrial, and landfill. The resi business has been a little bit soft for the last few years as we've culled some of the lower margin business out. But boy, commercial was outstanding. Landfill was good. Industrial's been very good. I think it kind of parallels the economy and the strength in that in both U.S. and Canada, and also some of what we're doing on our customer experience and our disciplined growth.
And where are the geographies that are doing the best, and what kind of construction and commercial is it that's doing so well?
I tell you, it's hard to pick a geography that's not doing well. They're all doing well. I guess you could say that maybe Western Canada is still a little bit soft, but it's coming back as oil comes back. So most of the geographies are really strong right now. The ones that are doing the absolute best are probably in the South, Florida, Tennessee, Texas, California.
Excellent. Now, are you having trouble getting drivers? I keep hearing that drivers are in shortage in this country.
We're not having trouble getting drivers. We did put the $2,000 bonus out there, and we're paying it at the end of the year. And part of our objective there is as a retention tool. So it was not just to inject $2,000 back into the economy. It was also as a retention tool. And what we find is that after a year or two at the longest, our drivers tend to stay with us. So we lose, when we lose drivers, the majority of them go in that first year. So we've bought ourselves a year with that $2,000 bonus, and we'll start to see a reduction in that churn of drivers here in the next couple of months.
All right, now you introduced a term that I didn't know. We go back to this issue that everyone's so plagued about, diversion. Can you tell our viewers what diversion is?
You know, we used to talk about it as recycling, and recycling is obviously a good thing. Recycling means you reduce the amount of natural resources that are used because you recycle existing products. Now we call it diversion, and diversion basically means that we divert more at the curb out of the trash bin and into the recycle bin. So the irony of that is that in many cases diversion results in a lot of that material ultimately ending up in a landfill. This morning we had our Los Angeles recycle manager on showing our employees what came through the recycle plant this morning that was diverted into out of the trash bin and into the recycle bin. And it is, Jim, it's everything under the sun. It was a chain that looked like it came off of a cruise ship. It was weapons. It was baby strollers. It was everything you can imagine. And that ultimately is not good for obviously the economics of the business, nor is it good for the environment.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, so let's just talk about China for a sec. I mean, they did really kind of shut us down. Is that political, or is that just because they've changed the way that they want to deal with recycling?
You know, it may be political. I don't know, but I think, you know, maybe their primary objective there is to reduce the amount of trash that essentially we've been exporting to them. When you think about the fact that 5 years ago, the amount of contamination, as we call it, or trash coming in the front door at these recycle plants was 10 to 15%. Now it's 20 to 25%. And so China's tired of that, and I don't debate that with them. They've said, what you're going to send us is going to be 0.5% contamination. So it's resulted in an increase in our operating costs. And the way to handle that is to look at our customer base and educate them on what is recyclable, and if they still can't get it, then we'll have to charge some fees.
All right. Well, look, I got to tell you, I'm more focused on the stuff that is making you all the money, not the stuff that is costing you a little bit of money. That's why I like your stock. Jim Fish, President and CEO of Waste Management. Good to see you, sir. Good
to see you too. Thanks.
If you were on this conference call, you wouldn't believe it. It's all about China and recycling, which is not what they do for a living. Mad Money's back in. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.